Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, one lane of I-75 heading south is now open in Northport after a fatal collision between two semi-trucks this morning. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the latest information from the Florida Highway Patrol. Ray?
Scott, FHP says one truck rear-ended another and the one behind burst into flames. They say it happened about 5:15 a.m. on the southbound lane near mile marker 184 in Northport. A police spokesman explains how it all began.
It does appear that one semi was traveling at a slower speed, occupying that right-hand lane. A second semi directly behind him was traveling at a quicker rate of speed, did not realize the vehicle in front of him was moving slowly, and struck him from the rear. Once that happened, his semi engulfed in flames, and unfortunately that driver was unable to escape the cab.
Now, the driver who hit the back of the other truck died. He was a driver in his 20s delivering ice cream, no name released yet. The driver who was hit has minor injuries. His name is Fernando Irizarry Rivera. Minor injuries. One lane is now open southbound, but perhaps still a slow go there. Scott, back to you.
All right, Ray, thank you. The search continues for the driver who drove onto a sidewalk and hit a bike rider 2 weeks ago on the Stickney Point Bridge. We have photos of the blue 2006 Dodge 1500 pickup truck. The Florida Highway Patrol says is responsible for crashing into 32-year-old Robbie Purser. He suffered a broken pelvis, crushed knee, broken ankle and wrist, neck injuries, and a brain injury. Purser had been helping out his mom at a flower shop she owns on Siesta Key when he was riding back to his apartment in Sarasota. That's when troopers say the truck slammed into him and sped off. His father's urging whoever did this to step forward.
If you think you've gotten away with this, you haven't gotten away with it, because myself, the Florida Highway Patrol, every police agency in the county is looking for your truck.
You know anything about the crash, you're asked to call the FHP or Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. New at noon, the Punta Gorda police officer who was fired from his job after being charged with manslaughter now wants his job back. Officer Lee Cole is appealing the city's decision. A hearing has now been scheduled for April 20th at City Hall in Punta Gorda. The hearing will be conducted by the city manager and will allow Cole to call witnesses and present evidence in his defense. In August of last year, Cole accidentally shot and killed 73-year-old Mary Knowlton during a Citizens Academy. Police Chief Tom Lewis is also facing culpable negligence charges in this case. A former Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy accused of attempted murder is also in court today. A motions hearing is scheduled for Frank Bybee. He's facing 20 felony charges for allegedly befriending an elderly woman and stealing her money, trying to kill her while making it look like a suicide. Bybee's defense claims the woman has a history of mental health issues, including emails where she threatened to kill herself. Bybee has pleaded not guilty. A beach survey on Manasota Key erosion comes back with some lukewarm support. Sarasota County commissioners originally agreed to conduct a 3-month survey running from November to January to gauge support for renourishing Manasota Key's eroded beach. Only 33% of Manasota Key homeowners responded to the county's survey, but after hearing from county staff about the results, commissioners unanimously agreed to continue engaging with residents in hope of getting more support. City of Punta Gorda is taking action to protect the gopher tortoise population. The City Council reading a proclamation this morning saying the threatened species needs protection. The tortoises are found throughout the state. Florida Fish and Wildlife says if you see one this time of year, they're most likely looking for a mate, and it can be found in yards, neighborhoods, and on the sides of roads. Punta Gorda joins other cities such as Venice and Northport to make sure the animals are protected. Yesterday, by the way, was Gopher Tortoise Day. This next story may have you thinking twice before sticking your feet in the pool. Wildlife officials were called to a Sarasota home over the weekend to remove a coral snake from the pool. The homeowner would not go on camera, but says her dog spotted the snake about 2.5 feet long near the sliding glass doors. The snake then made its way to the pool before getting trapped in the pool skimmer. Well, by the time Damon Hurd of Wildlife Inc. came out, the snake was gone. He says he's gotten a few calls like this in the past, and hot days usually attract animals to the moisture of the pool.
In the pool, there was holes in the tile. He had slipped into the hole in the tile, and I had to use water to flush him out. Coral snakes are very common in Florida, but you don't see them often because they like to burrow in the ground or they hang out inside of old dead trees.
Now, coral snakes are deadly. They come in red, black, and yellow and are often confused with non-venomous rat snakes. Hurd has a quick rhyme to remember the differences. He says, if red touches black, it's a friend of Jack. But if red touches yellow, it can kill a fellow.
It's a good
There
one to
you go.
remember.
Yeah, definitely.
Red touch yellow, kill a fellow. I had one drop into my canoe once up in.
A coral snake?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah,
Did
it was
you bail
terrifying. No, I whacked that thing with that canoe like there was no tomorrow with a paddle. Like it was crazy. Luckily, it ran out and into some grasses, but yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not
terrifying.
aggressive. They'll only bite if you bother them. So,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to bother them though.
I know. But if they're in your canoe.
Stay back.
What are you
I
gonna
tell you, scary stuff. I'm glad everything worked out well
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yep. Red touch black, Brenda Jack.
Right.
But red touch yellow.
Kill a fellow.
You betcha. We're looking at some pretty nice weather out there right now. Some sunny skies after a little bit of morning clouds. We're on our way to another very warm day here on the Sun Coast. Yesterday tied a record. Many places broke a record, all-time record in Fort Myers at 94 degrees. Way too early for that. Well, today we'll probably have a little extra cloud cover around in the later afternoon, so maybe not quite as warm because of all those clouds that are associated with that line of intense thunderstorm just to our north. Now, that activity is kind of sinking a little further southward than some of the models suggested that it might. I still don't think that it will make it into our area, but I can't rule out an afternoon inland shower. I don't think we'll see much along the coast. As far as that front goes, that is basically going to start lifting north as a warm front washout, and then we'll be left with a lot of sunshine around here, a few of those fair weather clouds, and a daytime high again in the upper 80s. But there's cooler air on the way. I mean, delightfully cooler air. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. A local organization is celebrating a successful campaign with a major grocery store chain. United Way of Manatee has been working with Publix to raise money for charities in their Strengthen in Giving campaign. Strength in Giving. They say they've exceeded their goal and have pledged more than $468,000. Publix donating 75% of that money, $351,000 in all. United Way has been working with 15 Publix supermarket stores in Manatee County on this successful initiative. Time now to get over to the kitchen where executive pastry chef Lindsay McDonald from Jack Dusty at the Ritz-Carlton joins us today. Lindsay, we love having you back in our kitchen. What's on your menu for today?
Well, today we are making our new menu item, which is the blueberry streusel cheesecake with a Four Roses bourbon compote. I'm really excited to show you this one. It's one of my personal favorites right now.
We can't wait to see how it all comes together. Thank you for being here, Lindsay.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
With Granny Nannies, they get to stay in the comfort of their own home.
It still gives them the dignity and the respect that they deserve. I do everything I can to make their lives easier.
To see them smile, to be there on their bad days as well as their good days, and be able to make their bad days a better day. It's about giving them the quality of life they deserve. I am Granny Nannies, a helping hand and a gentle heart.
Fun for the whole family. The 25th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment. With headliners, the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Kim Betts, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4. Children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Oh yeah, we are in line for another very warm day. We're at the temperature where we were 24 hours ago, coming in at 82 degrees. Dew point comes in at 72. Full sunshine out there right now. The sunshine producing some very warm temperatures across the region that will continue on throughout the afternoon. South wind breezy at about 20. And gusty as well. So again, we have a rip current issue along our area beaches because of that strong south wind. All in all, it's going to be another humid afternoon everywhere you look. Already temperatures in inland areas have gotten into the mid-80s, 86 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia. Myakka coming in at 85, 86 in Parrish, 85 in Bradenton, 82 Sarasota, 80 in Venice, 79 in Inglewood, 76 Longboat Key. We are probably not going to break a record high temperature today, only because the record high temperature is 90 degrees. So I don't think we'll get there, but we're going to get pretty close to it, I bet you, as we head into the afternoon. The only thing helping us out today is that little bit of extra cloud cover, perhaps in the later part of the afternoon. We'll see if that actually happens. A 14-mile-per-hour wind, 15-mile-per-hour wind, 20-mile-per-hour wind at the airport, pretty common across the region. So it's going to be, again, a breezy afternoon, batten down those hatches. Forecast, well, it doesn't call for any rainfall around here. I don't really see that happening, though we could catch an inland shower, possibly, inland shower, and especially showers in northern parts of Highlands County or perhaps DeSoto. But I think the showers that remain to our north are going to stay to our north. And boy, they've had some very heavy rainfall. It's actually kind of a good thing that this line of converging moisture and this boundary of winds has sunk a little bit further to the south, because if it had stayed exactly in the same location, just 50 miles to the north, why, they would have gotten tremendous amounts. They could have gotten the 7, 8, 9-inch rainfall around the Jacksonville area, and that certainly could have led to some serious flooding. Good news is that there is nothing ongoing around Atlanta Airport or the Charlotte Airport, so that all looks good. Now, we could use some rainfall around here. This is the latest fire danger index reported by the Forestry Service, and you can see that we now have Manatee County in red, so is Lee County, and red is an elevation of the high risk that we had to a very high risk. That is for the start of a fire which would require intervention to extinguish it. So again, the fire danger high in all of our counties, really. I mean, it continues to climb, but it is now very high in 2 of our counties. Hopefully a little rainfall around here would ameliorate the situation a little bit. And the frontal boundary located to our north is basically going to fall apart, but another frontal boundary does hold a promise of some rainfall for us. And that will come our way Wednesday night into Thursday, and this second front will cool us off significantly. Look in the extended range forecast. After that, 20% chance of a late Wednesday evening, 40% chance of an early Thursday shower with that front passing by. Our temperatures drop 15 degrees or so as we head into Friday and Saturday. Scott?
Can't wait for that. Thank you, John. In health news, a busy work week can be draining, but doctors say that's not a good reason to dodge getting in a good workout. Experts say at least 150 minutes of exercises is needed weekly to get the major health benefits of working out. You can even break it up into 5 30-minute sessions each week, but don't overdo it. Overworking your muscles could increase injuries as well. An aspirin a day may keep the doctor away. That's according to research from Harvard Medical School. Data tested over a 32-year period showed the risk of death was 7% lower for women and 11% lower for men who took aspirin regularly. Cancer risk were also lowered, colorectal cancer in particular. Studies have also found that aspirin can help patients who have had a heart attack or stroke, and of course it helps in relieving pain. The death of a young cancer patient in Jacksonville is inspiring a doctor to get innovative in honoring her memory. Kate Amato lost her battle to cancer last November. The 11-year-old was diagnosed with a rare cancer that attacks the connective tissue between the muscle and bones. Her story captured the hearts of thousands on Facebook, including her pediatric oncologist in Columbus, Ohio. Together with his son, they created a free cancer-fighting video game for patients undergoing treatment. He says it's a way to help Kate's spirit live on and inspire others.
Kate would have absolutely loved to have a video game like this where she could go in and on a video screen take a syringe and shoot chemo at her cell, or shoot radiation at a cancer cell and absolutely destroy it. I can hear her laugh right now as she played this game from a hospital bed.
A Kickstarter campaign has been launched to raise money to create this cancer-fighting video game. They have until April 30th to raise about $244,000. An adorable newborn twist on a Shakespearean tragedy now. Last week, two sets of parents gave birth to babies born just 18 hours apart in the same hospital with the same doctor. Their names, Romeo and Juliet. The parents did not know each other, but when they found out about the connection, they got together and had a Shakespeare-themed photo shoot. The babies reportedly nuzzled each other, and they didn't cry until they were taken apart. A future romance in the works. Speaking of the arts, a comedy about a precocious teen is playing now at a Sarasota theater. John joins us with a special guest from the Urbanite Theater to tell us more. John?
Thank you, Scott. That's right. The Urbanite Theater, of course, known now in the area for presenting plays that you very seldom see anywhere else. And Terry Wiegand joins us now from the Urbanite, who stars in their latest production. I guess it's fair to say stars, since you're the only one in it.
I am the only one.
And there are 7 characters.
7 of them. Mm-hmm.
So you're a busy gal up there, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I bet.
It's super fun.
Well, let me ask you the obvious question right off the bat that a lot of people would want to know is, what are your memory tricks for memorizing, what, 85, 90 minutes of dialogue?
Yeah, it's a lot of text. I'm sure people of Sarasota have seen me walking around in the street with my script like a crazy woman, just talking to myself.
Just married to it initially.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. For a good 2 months. Just cramming it all in my brain.
It's a phenomenal accomplishment in itself. And then you move beyond that into the development of 7 different characters. Do you like develop favorites amongst those characters?
I kind of fall in love with each of them as we're going through, and some of them I like less as we're going through and then have to change them. But I worked with the director, Kirsten Franklin, and we developed that all together.
Oh, that's a rare and wonderful thing to be able to do, to actually work with the playwright. So basically what this story is you've got a 13-year-old girl, right, who comes from a, I guess you could say, kind of crazy family.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like you can't take it with you in one person, kind of thing. And she stumbles in and finds her.
Her mother stumbles in with her new boyfriend and finds Bonita there.
Who's the girl?
The girl. And she is looking down at her semi-ex-stepdaddy, who she's just beaten up and left on the floor. He's just had a heart attack.
And then I guess it gets crazy from
there. So they've got to figure out what to do with the body and how to cover it up.
Oh my God! So it's a comedy, right? It is a comedy.
For sure. But there's a lot of heart, and it goes to some deep, dark places too, deals with some really hard themes, but does it with a really beautiful sense of humor too. And she's too young to know and cast judgment on these characters.
So you come out of this, you're learning not only about the girl, I guess, but you're learning about the situations that she found herself in, and what kind of lessons she learned from those.
For sure, for sure. And
what kind of characters do you have to play? How many different types? What age ranges?
Age ranges from 13 to about 70.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Lots of different dialects.
Do you start with one character when you develop a play like this, or do you just jump in and start finding what you can find?
Kind of have to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not. We didn't really have a whole lot of time to go, let's take a week and develop this one. No, we had 7 characters to do in 3 weeks. So. Wow. Yeah.
Well, you opened last weekend. How have the audiences been?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's been super supportive and has really welcomed me into the community. And
people love the Urbanite Theater Festival. I mean, they do such amazing, wonderful work, and we just all feel so fortunate to be able to see things at that theater. So thank you so much for coming in today. I know you have a show tonight.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Through the rest of the weekend.
And I know that it must take a lot of stamina to get through that many minutes of continuous dialogue, but it's called Bonita. It's at the Urbanite Theater right across from the Whole Foods restaurant, or Whole Foods grocery store. And fabulous, fabulous black box theater. You really got to catch it. Terry, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, April 15th. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I got some really great ribeyes, but my old grill died.
We got a lot of grills here. I show Clay a 3-burner with stainless steel grates. We'll even set it up and deliver it for him.
Ace is a place where you'll feel like you're in grill heaven. Only you won't run into your old grill. That would be awkward.
I'm gonna need more ribeyes.
Don't miss these April Red Hot Buys. 6 convenient Sarasota locations and now open in Bradenton, Northport, and soon Osprey.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Tickets are going fast for My Hometown Fest, being held from noon till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 15th at Nathan Benderson Park. Enjoy foods from 40 area restaurants, 60-plus craft beers, live music, and lots of fun. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
It's another NCAA championship for the North Carolina Tar Heels. They beat Gonzaga last night in the title game. ABC's Kendis Gibson has a recap.
And this year, the confetti is going to fall for North Carolina.
One of the most decorated men's college basketball franchises of all time.
They're not going to be denied this time.
Adding an exclamation to its history. The Tar Heels and the Gonzaga Bulldogs in the national championship matchup in Glendale, Arizona. The game at night, the stadium roof closed. Yeah, what was it with the suntans in the stands?
They need a big basket. How about this? Little kiss.
Back to the game, it was epic. Back and forth for more than 39 minutes. Then the Tar Heels proving why they're legends, pulling away in the final 30 seconds of the game. North Carolina on top in the end, 71-65, cutting down the net for 6th time, avenging last year's shocking loss. Fans in Chapel Hill soaking up the victory as Gonzaga's star player Nigel Williams-Goss, who played through a busted ankle, showed the emotional toll this game took. Tears, seemingly a running theme in this tournament. Remember the crying kid following Northwestern's loss? We did, however, cheer along with celebrity mom Julia Louis-Dreyfus and were captivated by Bill Murray's good luck charm and Xavier's run. But one question remains this morning. How hot was the sun in Arizona? Kendis Gibson, ABC News, New York.
All right, let's get back to the kitchen now. John is with our guest today, executive pastry chef Lindsay McDonald from Jack Dusty Restaurant at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota. Guys?
Always a pleasure having you in the kitchen.
Thank you. I love being here. We have a good time.
When you walk in here, I take my diet and just throw it away because I don't care about it anymore, because the tasting is so amazing, the things you make. And I'm looking at what you're going to do today and thinking, This, I just want to lay down in that and roll around. That looks so good.
Oh, good. You know, someday I'll bring you something healthy and you're going to be really disappointed in me.
Oh,
so
don't do that. No, please. No, I love this. Are you kidding me?
Today we're making our new dessert on the Jack Dusty menu. It's our bourbon blueberry streusel cheesecake.
Okay, it's got blueberries. That's health food.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Antioxidants and all that good
That's
stuff.
right.
So what we have in here is butter, a little bit of brown sugar, and fresh blueberries that I've cooked down a bit. And now I'm going to add in just a little cornstarch mixed with water. It's called a slurry.
Cook them down till the berries pop, or
I want them to pop
like
because I want the juice from them. I don't want to have to add water to make the sauce.
Oh, okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to let this cook for just a little bit. I'm going to.
So what you're seeing there is no liquid added. That is just the juice from the berries.
No liquid added. And you know, the butter is going to mix with the brown sugar as it melts. And once those blueberries pop, it's going to make its own sauce.
Wow, my mouth is watering already.
And it's absolutely beautiful. You know it's done after the liquid starts to turn a little bit clear, and it's going to thicken up. You want to say that it's going to bubble. They say give it about a minute for the cornstarch to bubble out. People get really nervous when they see something boiling after they've added a thickening agent, but if you don't cook it long enough, it's going to taste starchy.
And do you prefer the cornstarch to things like arrowroot or Wonder Flour or things like that?
In anything I'm going to bake again, I do. So what we're going to do with this is once it's finished, half of it is going to go into a vanilla cheesecake batter and get baked. The other half is your sauce. So when I'm baking it a second time, I like that cornstarch because it sets in the oven.
Wow.
Now this is done, and to add a little pop, because I like lots of multi-textures in my sauce, I'm adding more blueberries to it. So I have both the cooked down blueberries.
Those are gorgeous
and the fresh.
blueberries.
I know, it's in season. That's why you have to do this. And because, you know me, we're promoting our beautiful Four Roses bourbon right now, so we're going to add some bourbon. You could cook it off, but why?
Yeah.
So we're going to add our bourbon in. Doesn't that smell great?
Yes, it does. And really, I guess technically, the alcohol really does bring out the flavors that are captured in the cells of the berries, so it's a good thing to do.
It does, and you can even add a little bit of lemon juice or something like that if you'd like to pop that flavor a little more. I'm fairly liberal on the blueberry compote, so I fill the bottom. I love these little cast iron skillets we use. Fill the bottom with the compote. Take a piece of cheesecake of your choice.
Look at that cheesecake. Wow.
See how beautiful that blueberry compote bakes into the middle of any vanilla cheesecake recipe. There's absolutely one on the website as well. Just for good measure, you know, while it's nice and warm.
Oh, man.
Add a little more on top.
Really?
And this is just a plain sugar streusel that we have baked before we put it on something. Usually you sprinkle raw streusel over, you put it in the oven, let it get crispy.
And tell us what streusel is now.
Streusel, this is brown sugar, flour, and a little bit of butter. And we've just put it on a baking sheet at about 375, and we toast it up, and so it's these nice crispies that we load on the top. It gives a great flavor component. Of course, I'm putting them all over the counter too.
Wow.
Just for fun. And at the restaurant, I serve this with a creme fraiche ice cream or any kind of sour cream ice cream right on top of that. Wow. It is beautiful.
No doubt. The recipe for this on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining link button, or just go on into Jack Dusty's and let Lindsay cook it up for you.
Come visit me. We'll take care of you.
Lindsay, thank you so much. Always a
Thank
pleasure
you.
having you in the kitchen. This looks amazing. Pass the spoon and let's go to break.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Whether you like Donald Trump or not, you got to sit at the table. And when you got that opportunity, because no matter what, we still need him to play a part in helping HBCU survive.
In the hands of the president, the White House takes oversight control for historically black colleges and universities. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll discuss how it could impact these institutions right here in Florida.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah. For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Our top story this half hour, a fatal crash involving two semi-trucks closed the southbound lanes of I-75 in Northport this morning. It happened around 5:20 a.m. this morning in Northport. Troopers say one semi-truck was carrying beer, the other transporting ice cream when they collided and then caught fire. The driver of the ice cream truck died at the crash scene. The other truck driver, whose name is Fernando Rivera, was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital with minor injuries. Taking a look at the scene on our traffic maps right now, one lane of I-75 heading south is now open. There was fire damage to the asphalt, but it was minor and is being repaired. Traffic remains backed up though, but not too bad. It's just that small area as you approach the crash scene, and then once you get past it, it's all green after that. So looking better on I-75 in Northport at this hour after a deadly crash early this morning. The search is on for a cop killer in Texas. An officer was shot and killed Monday morning as he pulled up to work. We're now learning just days before that shooting, the officer felt threatened. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more.
Police are on the hunt for a cop killer in Texas. Overnight, authorities released this video of the suspect's black getaway car leaving the scene of the crime. Police say someone in that vehicle pulled up to the Baytown, Texas courthouse and opened fire on Harris County Sheriff Assistant Chief Clint Greenwood as he arrived for work Monday morning.
Assistant Chief Deputy Clint Greenwood was found to have been shot at least one time.
Police say the 30-year law enforcement veteran was shot in the neck. Investigators say Greenwood then radioed for help, reportedly saying, "I'm bleeding out."
I heard two shots. He was on the ground. And then I saw the cars coming very quickly.
A helicopter rushed Greenwood to a hospital, but it was too late. He did not survive. Greenwood was married and also worked as a prosecutor focused on police corruption.
The whole defense is one of deception and misdirection.
The Houston Chronicle reporting just last week, Greenwood told coworkers he felt threatened by someone he'd once investigated in a corruption case, reportedly writing in an email, "I believe this person poses a real threat to my and my family's safety." Police say they're looking for a man seen in the area wearing a dark jacket with a patch on the shoulder. There's a $65,000 reward for anyone that can provide any information leading to an arrest. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
In Connecticut, students and teachers are mourning the death of a student who died after choking during a pancake eating contest. Police say 20-year-old Caitlin Nelson was taking part in a Greek life pancake eating contest at Sacred Heart University last week. When she started choking, nursing students at the event were the first ones to help, but her airway was closed. She died at a hospital on Sunday. Nelson was a junior majoring in social work. Her father was a Port Authority police officer who was killed on 9/11. Victims of crime will be honored in Manatee County tonight with a candlelight vigil. It's being put on by the Manatee Victims' Rights Council. The vigil celebrates the progress made for victims' rights in the justice system. It's part of National Crime Victims' Rights Week, which raises awareness about the resources for crime victims in the community. This will be the 32nd year of this event. Bradenton Police Chief Melanie Bevan will be among the guest speakers. The vigil takes place tonight at 7 o'clock at the Renaissance on 9th in Bradenton. In other news, the death toll has risen following a massive mudslide in Colombia. The number of dead now more at 250 people. That number could rise as rescue and cleanup efforts continue there. Massive burials have already begun taking place. The avalanche of floodwaters and debris took this small town completely by surprise over the weekend. Colombia's president says his next fear is a public health crisis due to lack of resources and access to aid. Closer to home, a severe storm system continues to sweep across the southeast, leaving behind a trail of twisted metal, splintered wood, and fatalities. In Mississippi, a woman was killed after her vehicle went off the road and into a creek. Hundreds had to be rescued from high water. And in Georgia, tornadoes were reported in the Atlanta area.
It sounded like what they say a tornado sounds like, a woo, 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 woo. A train, except faster. I mean, it's exactly what it sounded like.
John will have more on that system's progress in just a little bit. Some pretty cool solar flare activity is captured by NASA. These photos were taken from the Solar Dynamics Observatory. They show 3 mid-level solar flares taking place Sunday and Monday. Solar flares are powerful bursts of radiation that, when intense enough, can interrupt GPS and communications signals here on Earth. But that radiation does not affect people, fortunately. They're pretty cool to see right there as it heads away from the sun.
That's neat, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a great website you can go to called spaceweather.com that'll give you a real-time updates on what's happening in the sun and you know what's going on. 2 sunspots today we're keeping an eye on for possible radiation impacts.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool to watch those pictures. Yeah. We have across the region today our own kind of flares happening. They're big thunderstorms. Look at all the lightning associated with this line. Just intense amounts of lightning. And really, this is going to be kind of a nowcasting situation because models are have not been terribly good at handling this system, to tell you the truth. They've kept it much further to the north, but it continues to press southward. I think it might actually produce a few more showers down around the Orlando area and a little bit south and on the other coast compared to what we might have thought. Now, I don't think that we'll see any of that in our neck of the woods, but the cloud cover, yeah, I think we could, and that could hold down temperatures a little bit from what we saw yesterday. Still, it's going to be a warm afternoon, no doubt about it. We'll go with about 86 to 88 degrees for a daytime high, depending on how much sunshine is obscured by cloud cover later in the afternoon. I don't think we'll see any rainfall today, but that could change over the next 36 hours. We'll talk about that coming up in a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. A follow-up this afternoon on a deadly subway explosion in Russia. Investigators now know who may be responsible. The remains of the 22-year-old man was found among the carnage. They believe he was the suicide bomber that set off the blast, killing 14 people. The explosion came as the train traveled between 2 stations. Officials say the conductor's decision to continue to the next station may have saved lives.
It wasn't time to think about fear. I needed to work.
Another bomb scare closed at least 4 stations in St. Petersburg this morning. Full service, though, was later restored. President Trump is tackling foreign policy, doubling down on accusations and looking to forge new relationships. ABC's Maggie Rulli is in Washington with more.
The Trump administration continues to dispute and downplay revelations that Russia interfered in last year's election.
There's a troubling direction that some of this is going in.
The president retweeting that the real story to follow is a new report claiming former President Obama's national security advisor Susan Rice may have improperly disclosed or unmasked the names of Trump associates whose conversations were picked up by U.S. intelligence agencies.
If there were incidental collections as a result of transition meetings with people being surveilled,
I want to know why their names were unmasked. If it was political, that's wrong.
But these allegations are not quite the smoking gun many Trump allies claim. A former aide of Rice does not deny the unmasking, saying nothing illegal occurred and it was all part of her job. There is no evidence of President Obama wiretapping Trump Tower. And more names being revealed as the probe widens. ABC News has learned a Trump campaign associate, Carter Page, was targeted for recruitment by Russian spies in January of 2015. Page tells ABC he felt the feds unmasked him back then, even though he cooperated in the case. This as Jared Kushner remains in Iraq. The White House senior advisor and presidential son-in-law making the trip even before the president's own Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson.
Jared's going to specifically express the commitment of the United States to the government of Iraq, meet with U.S. personnel engaged in the campaign.
On top of this trip to Iraq, Jared Kushner has his hands full. Among other things, he's running the Office of American Innovation and planning this week's visit by the Chinese president. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
A massive rare diamond bringing some big bucks in Hong Kong. The Pink Star diamond selling at a Sotheby's auction for $71.2 million, setting a new world record for any diamond or jewel. It crunches the $60 million pre-sale price that was set for it when it went on the auction block. The diamond is nearly 60 carats. The buyer was a Hong Kong-based jewelry retailer. This isn't the first time Sotheby's trying to sell this Pink Star. Back in 2013, it sold for $83 million, but the buyer defaulted on the deal. Up next, John is back with another look at our forecast. And we're known for our beaches, but what about our organic farms? A look at one that's standing out next in a place we call home.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
The Sarasota Film Festival is March 31st through April 9th, featuring independent films from around the world, panels, parties, and conversations with stars, all happening in downtown Sarasota.
You don't want to miss it, so get your festival guide and choose the films and events you want to attend.
Buy your tickets online, by phone, or at the Hollywood 20 box office. They go fast, so get them now.
So join us to see and be seen.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
We are looking at some fairly quiet conditions across the Suncoast currently, but that will change, I think, over the next 24 hours as we're going to bring a cold front our way, and that cold front promises to bring us a chance at a few much-needed showers. As I showed you in the first half hour, our indexes for fire danger have gone up across the board, and so too have our drought indexes, and I think that will continue on as long as we have these warm temperatures that are outside. Currently, we've got 82 degrees with a dew point of 72. That feels summer-like, at least in terms of the dew point and the relative humidity, which is now at 71%. South wind comes in at 20. Incidentally, the latest Mote Marine observations at our area beaches, red tide report coming in from spotters who actually go out there and sample the toxins in the air and find out exactly what the distress is to people who spend any time at those beaches, are finding some higher values. over the last several days. We have gone from all green flags at the end of last week to now some beaches seeing some slight issues of toxins in the air, and it has progressed further to the north. We started off with only one beach in the south seeing any kind of toxins, and now we're all the way up to Siesta Key. The south wind may be drawing those toxins a little bit further to the north. So this is not telling you where the red tide is in the water, it's telling you where it is in the air. And if you are headed to a beach, be prepared. We may see that. Now, the south winds will continue throughout the day, and all of the beaches along our area that have a southerly facing component do have a risk of not only the red tide, but also of rip currents as well, so watch for that. Titan radar not showing any rainfall across our region, but boy, that's not the case to the north, where there has been heavy and persistent rainfall, but sinking a little bit further to the south over the course of the morning hours. I don't think it'll go much further south in the Ocala area. Maybe a few scattered showers a little bit further to the south on the east coast. But I think what we'll see here is this front begin to start lifting north and start to fall apart. You can see around Chiefland there's been some pretty heavy rain. Cedar Key seeing some fairly heavy rainfall, and Ocala some pretty good thunderstorms around there as well. So the frontal boundary that's located just to our north is eventually going to fall apart. But another frontal boundary back to the west advances rapidly in this direction and passes through here probably Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So front number one lifts north, kind of falls apart. It actually becomes a warm front before it actually falls apart. Scattered showers along the northern Gulf Coast, an indication of the moisture that is available. And as this front moves into this region, it starts to trigger off a line of showers that'll pass through here. Probably early Thursday morning, pre-dawn hours or just about. Another hot day for us with high humidity, still breezy and dry, but cooler temperatures are on the way. So after we get through this first half of the week with abnormally warm temperatures, we start to cool down just in time for the weekend. So this is our rainfall futurecast. It's a model we run here at the station, and you can see this line of showers kind of falling apart as it lifts north. That's not the one we're thinking about. There's the frontal boundary. That's the one that's in my mind as it moves through here Thursday morning. It exits here pretty quickly on Thursday. High pressure then builds in, and our humidity is sliced, and our temperatures drop as well. Now, Thursday, we'll see some slightly cooler temperatures, probably about 5 degrees or so. But as that front continues to press south, that's when we'll really see a drop in temperatures, and that will occur on Friday. So a little bit of cloud cover around today, hopefully keeping the temperatures down a degree or two, but still a warm day in store for us today. Warm day tomorrow as well. The front comes through, cools us down. Weekend looks superb. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Right in the middle of some Sarasota neighborhoods, there's an organic farm selling healthy produce. ABC 7's Linda Carson takes us there in a place we call home.
Sarasota's growing by leaps and bounds. Everywhere you look, houses, condos, businesses, and stores are going up. But there is one place in the city, not far from the heart of town, on 47th Street, where you can still taste life like it used to be.
Bill and Pam Pisher moved here in 1978 and started an organic farm on this property. They named it Jessica's after their daughter. Originally, they were on the edge of town. It's quite different today. They're in the middle of a city neighborhood.
DeSoto Lakes subdivision, that was a dairy. Oh. And so was Kensington Park.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Where the UTC mall is, that was a dairy, Palmland Dairy.
Oh. They started as a U-Pick strawberry stand. It became one of the original organic farms in the state. It's certified 100% organic, and everything in the market is fresh.
We continuously are planting and continuously harvesting. We harvest things and bring it up to the market, and it's a meat for immediate. It's immediately available.
They have some very loyal customers.
I come here because it's organic, affordable produce, and you know where it's coming from because she tells you exactly where it's coming from. And I just love it. The environment's great. The people are great.
We need a place. totally organic, that you know that all these pesticides and all these bad chemicals aren't in this food and in this, in this produce. And we wait for Jessica's every year to be open and use it all the time during the season that it is open.
And these customers like having a farm in the city of Sarasota.
I mean, I can get a head of lettuce here that's been picked this morning, put it in my refrigerator. A week later, I will pull it out, and it's still fresher than anything I can buy in a local grocery store. It's just wonderful having this asset in the community.
And on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Jessica's organic stand is open for the public, so you can buy the wonderful vegetables that are growing here. Just one of the many things that makes Sarasota a great place to call home. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you. Coming up, it looks like Han Solo can keep flying the Millennium Falcon or something smaller. Plus, how Universal Orlando is capturing a popular late-night show on its newest virtual ride. Entertainment news is next.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
A unique celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota. La Musica, the annual international festival of chamber music, with renowned musicians from 4 continents. April 3rd through April 12th at the Sarasota Opera House and at Sainer Pavilion. Buy your tickets now.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Don't miss Southwest Florida's largest barbecue and bluegrass event, Friday, April 14th and Saturday, April 15th, when the 8th annual Suncoast Barbecue and Bluegrass Bash returns to Venice. Bring the whole family and enjoy genuine competition barbecue and award-winning bluegrass entertainment. Please join us for a finger-licking and hot-picking good time, April 14th and 15th at the Suncoast Barbecue and Bluegrass Bash. Free admission, parking, entertainment, and family activities. Get all the details at suncoastbarbecuebash.com.
Florida Studio Theater presents Piano Men, held over by popular demand through April 2nd. Attributing the virtuosity and elegance of the Piano Man, Piano Men features the works of 20th century's best pianists and songwriters, featuring songs from music icons such as Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, and Barry Manilow. Don't miss what critics are saying is energetic, with fun and playful performances that evokes hits of an era. Piano Men is held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
Harrison Ford can keep flying after all. The veteran actor and longtime pilot mistakenly landed a small plane on a taxiway at a California airport in February, saying later he was distracted by 2 jets. But his attorney now says the FAA investigated and will let Ford keep his pilot's license. Pop star Normani Corday and her partner danced their way to first place last night on ABC's Dancing with the Stars. But there was a surprise for one of the celebrities after the show as well. The crew surprising Mr. T with the People's Champion Trophy, complete with a mohawk.
So I don't need that, whatever that ball is. This is from the brothers. This is the crew, the hard worker guys that make things happen. This means more to me than other stuff because they know what I mean. Thank you, guys. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, man.
Meanwhile, Charo is the second celebrity of the season to be eliminated. 10 celebrities return next week. Jimmy Fallon is the star of his very own ride at Universal Studios in Orlando. Race Through New York is housed in a building that looks just like 30 Rockefeller Plaza in New York, where Fallon tapes his show. Guests are taking on a virtual race against Fallon through the streets of New York and beyond. The ride opens this week, and to celebrate the opening, Fallon will be hosting The Tonight Show from Universal Orlando Resort all week long. That looks pretty cool.
Does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Haven't been to Universal in a long time, though. I bet that a lot of new rides.
It's changed
Same
a
thing
lot.
at Disney too.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to check that out. The lines, that's what kills me, though. You know.
Well, this time of year, there are going to be lines. Yeah, definitely. But you hit those slower months sometimes in the summer. October is supposed to be a great month to go to the parks. So
I'll put it in my calendar.
there you go.
Yellow and black, Brenda Jack.
Right.
Yellow touches red.
Red, yellow, yeah. And I-75, by the way, is all open through Northport after that deadly fire this morning. So traffic is all cleared up there. Have a great day.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.